Want to get better at World of Tanks? I'm your wotcoach, 13 Disciple, and this is Coach's Corner. Today, Max and I will be reviewing our friend LowThreatTarget playing on Serene Coast in his T-34-85M. All right, let's take a look at the team lineup and talk about what we want to play. All right, first up, we have three massive scary targets in KV2s, and they're in a platoon together, so I would expect all three to be working together. So when one shoots, the next one's ready to roll out and shoot, and then the next one's ready to roll out and shoot. So this is very, very scary when we're in a T-34-85M. Follow that up, we've got a handful of mediums that are all pretty reasonably good, and we've got a really high alpha SU-100Y. We've got some light tanks and, unfortunately, 3 artillery. Wow, this could be a really rough match. All right, let's take a look at the minimap. All right, from the minimap, let's talk about the best locations to go in this lineup. All right, my first inclination is generally to head this direction and then play on this one-line brawl here. However, with 3 artillery, this is not a great idea. You'll be pummeled to death pretty quickly. Another option, we can head down here with the heavies and try and help them brawl it out down here. Given the fact that there's 3 KV2s, that could be a terrifying experience, so I probably wouldn't do that either. So more than likely, my 2 plays that I would be looking at would be coming to this side here and hugging this rock, and just looking for shots as they crest the ridge. This is a very conservative location. You might have a hard time supporting your allies that have already moved all the way up here. And then more than likely, my primary choice would be to run through the middle here and head to these bushes right here next to this destructible building. This will give you, if you have good view range, this will give you a decent view right here. And in theory, those KV2s, if they come through here, or if they come through here, you'll be able to spot them and get early damage, including the OI. And that is a really important thing to do because all of those vehicles could have a really big influence on the match. So this position here is probably where I would go first in this lineup. All right, let's get rolling. So if any of you guys would like to have your replay reviewed, you can head on over to the Discord. The link will be in the video description. And from there, you can post your replays in the Coach's Corner channel. Oh man, we're already off to a good start. It looks like our friend here, LowThreatTarget, is headed straight to the area that I was going to pick first. Okay, so we're gonna go towards the rock instead. So I just want to point out here before we get too much further that there are really 2 good options here. You can actually sit here on this rock or over here. There's very little camo value in these 2 positions. However, you do have the hard cover that's provided by the rock. So if you're more interested in having hard cover to hide behind, this is the ideal location. If you're not so concerned about that, you can knock down this grouping of trees right here. You can drive through this destructible building, knock down these trees, and then this will give you pretty good view in this crossing. You have to be aware that you will have to reverse for the trees to be opaque before you take any shots. Either way, you can get to this hardcover here, but you'll be exposed longer than if you had hidden by the rock. So I think either choice is actually pretty decent in this lineup. Because over here, even though you'll get spotted, you're more likely to get spotted. At least you'll have the hard cover to help protect you from those big alpha guns across the map. All right, perfect. We are looking. I would probably be poked out a little bit further because you're missing. Let's actually zoom in on the minimap here. We're actually missing this crossing. So your view range is only up to here. So what you can actually see is this. So you're only going to catch this crossing. and you'll be very late catching this crossing. So what I would recommend is that when you are poking this corner, you at least have view range to this area all the way to here. Because if they come through this way, you want to be able to get a shot right there. All right. You have a lot of your heavies coming to the south. There's a T-50-2 to your right. You actually have shots on them right now. Okay, so you absolutely have shots. You will get spotted if you go after them, but I think it's worth doing. So you just kind of reverse this way, reverse, get your shot, and then turn your hull this way. The T-34-85M has really great upper hull armor. So if you can face that towards the T-52, he may have difficulty going through your upper frontal plate, especially if it's slightly at an angle. And you'll be able to chase him out of this area or get enough damage to get him within a kill range of an ally. Yeah, I'd definitely be looking at shooing him out of there, especially with your FV304 right there. There you go. Nice snapshot. Turning the hull, all good things. I'd probably be in third person. So what you want to be aware of when you're in this position here is you're exposed to this crossing. So even though you are definitely spotted by the light tank, you are exposed to any tank destroyer out here, any heavies that are actually crossing through here you're exposed to. So as soon as you left the cover of this rock, you have to keep going. You can't stop in this area, otherwise you could be exposed to really big damage from across the map. Ooh, unlucky on the shot there. I see you are pushing through, which is good. You may not be doing that with the knowledge that you could be in a crossfire. So what I would do now, I see you heading this way, so it looks like you might be trying to make this move here. I would wait behind this building probably at least 5 to 10 seconds because that light tank still has us spotted. So if we move out of this cover too early, again, we could be getting shot at from way across the map. So make sure you hang out for a few seconds until you've gone dark and then move out. There's still 2 light tanks spotted. Well, now there's 1 light tank left. There's still all the heavy tanks have not been spotted yet. Okay, we picked up the OI. This is getting very dangerously close to overextending. Looks like you're going towards the middle to try and help the middle out. Nope, we're headed to the left. Hang on. If it wasn't for the STRV-74 in the middle, this would definitely be overextending. We're so far out that if we get caught by a bunch of heavies, our allies that are way in the back probably won't be able to help us, or they're gonna struggle to help us out. Okay, this is a little bit better. So in this position, we're kind of in a goofy spot. We might be coming up behind a whole bunch of heavy tanks that could be in this area here, but that leaves us exposed to any tank destroyers or any vehicles that are back here that haven't pushed across yet, and that puts us in the crossfire. So I would hesitate on going around this way. That's not something that I would recommend doing. You can hang out around this rock and wait for your allies to push up this way, because you don't want to be alone in this area. If you do get attacked from this direction or through here, what you want to do is definitely fall back this way or stay behind this rock here so that these guys can have additional shots on any tank that starts rushing you. Okay, that OI has pushed forward. This is good, actually. No, you don't want to go after him just yet because... Okay, yeah, all right. Well, there's 1 KV2. You're playing with fire now. Woo! That's scary. I would not be looking at him. I'd be trying to get away right now. Okay, so what you want to do in this scenario... Yeah, okay. So let's see if I can get a good camera angle here. That works. All right, so let me try and explain how this battle is unfolding. You've got 4 tanks that are in your base that are being held up by the OI, okay? You know that there's 1 KV2R right here, which means more than likely all 3 of them are in this area. And here you are caught in the middle, right? You've got an OI behind you and 3 KV2s in front of you. What can you do? Always, 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 if you can, eliminate a threat from one direction and then focus that threat down until you can focus on the next one. You never want to be taking more than one damage shot at a time if you can help it. So what I would recommend doing is heading straight to this rock here, this one here, okay? And that will give you cover from these KV2s here. And that's because in order for this KV2 to come out and get shots on you, he exposes himself to all of these tanks over here. So hopefully, if he does do that and gets a shot into you, he takes more damage than just the one shot that he gets out. Although if all 3 do the same thing, then it's game over. But once you do get into this location, what you want to do is keep an eye this way, but shoot the OI until he's dead. Because until this OI is dead, all of these tanks will not push through. And you need all of these tanks to help you with these KV2s. You need their help, absolutely. So this OI has to die next before these allies will be comfortable coming at you. And there's still the unknown quantity of a possible tank destroyer in this area. So that's kind of where we're at in this zone. So I would definitely hide from the KV2s if possible, and then focus on the OI. That was a lucky accuracy roll there. I see you running. Oh, that's spooky, spooky. Ooh, you got lucky. You got really lucky there. Man, you're still playing with fire. Look at you exposed to that KV2R. Hide, hide. You gotta have respect for the big gun on that vehicle. Yep, so definitely. Okay, so this is what I would do, just so that I can help explain the micro play in this area. So what you want to do is hug this area, look this way, okay? And in between shots, what you do is you hold your right mouse button down, and that locks your turret in place. So you take your shot, you hold the right mouse button down, you zoom out, and then you look this way during the reload. Don't turn your turret, just use your mouse to look that way during the reload. If you see a KV2 moving in on you, then you turn your turret to get a shot in. If not, then you go back to your sniper view and get another shot. You hold your right mouse button to keep your turret in place, you zoom back out, and you check to see if the KV2s are moving in. And you keep doing that until the OI dies or moves out of shooting distance. And that's how you want to play that area. Another KV2. Man, you are playing with fire. There are so many over there. Woo! That's scary. So your allies are getting shots. That one just fired. The other one's still loaded. You could definitely be getting damage on that OI right now. The other side of the map is still winning, it looks like. So you're good to keep where you are. But you could get flanked at any moment. Lower. You needed to shoot a little lower there. Oh, man. That's a big shell. And it was AP, which is interesting. You might be able to bounce the AP on the upper front plate of your tank if you angle it well. Wow, you were just going in after this guy. He's got about a 20-second reload. You can get about 5 shots in. I guess you might be able to kill him here. But your allies won't be able to help, and the KV2s behind you might push in while you do this. Yup, he's moving in. No, oh, you got so lucky there. So lucky. And look, your allies are still held up by this OI down here, which means you're left brawling the scariest tanks in the game by yourself. And you got real lucky with that bounce that they're shooting AP and not HE. So I definitely wouldn't have pushed on him. I would still be hugging this ridge until that OI is gone. The other thing that we now know is that the SU is sitting in this corner over here. So once that OI is gone, you could probably be shooting him next. Yeah, I bet you could get into an angle where you could hit him. For sure. Whether it's back there, up, drive up this ridge a little bit to give you a little bit of elevation, it could work. Yep, you've got a shot there. We missed it. You could have aimed in fully, I think. I think you snapped that one just a little too early. That KV2 is still looking to get damage on you. You need to hide from those guys. Respect the big alpha. You know he's on reload, but you know he's got a friend too. Woo. Bold moves. Bold choices. He's coming in. He's reloaded. You need to hide. Just hide. You want to stay alive as long as you can. Yeah. The KV-2's got you in just 2 hits. So definitely what you wanted to do there was probably focus the enemy's OI. It looks like your team is going to clean this up pretty easily. Your team actually won the 1-2 line and the 8-9 line. You guys won both sides. And part of it to blame is probably because the KV-2s didn't leave their base. If they had gone in, then they could have rotated through shots, and the OI that was isolated, he wouldn't have been isolated then. Overall, you did 1900 spot and 1300 raw damage, which is very, very good in a tier 6. You could have done even better. Had you stayed hidden and just farmed the crap out of the OI, then you would have been able to help your allies push through that flank and then move on to the SU-100Y, or possibly help you with those KV-2s. Trying to brawl those KV-2s on your own was really difficult, and I'm surprised you did as much damage as you did, because they had such big guns and they were shooting the wrong ammunition. You definitely got a little bit lucky on that one, but overall, this was a great replay. Thank you for sharing this, and I hope you guys learned something out of this. And yeah, you're definitely gonna do this. You're definitely gonna win this. If you had survived longer, you definitely would have cleaned up a lot more damage, because you'd have a bunch of artilleries to be farming. So, alrighty then. LowThreatTarget, thank you for sending this replay, and I hope you picked up some tips. We'll see you in the next one.